Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15-Minute Gamer and welcome to this Escape from Tarkov video. In today's video, I want to talk about, is Escape from Tarkov worth playing in 2022? From a new player perspective, is it worth your time, money and effort? From a returning player point of view, is it just worth coming back and giving it a go? You may be like me, I hadn't played for 2 years. I played loads at the beginning of lockdown and have only been back into it for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm going to give you some resources to check out, some YouTube, some wikis, then give you the information of where you get it from. Then we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons. We're also going to cover all the gameplay loops and how the game actually works. And then, yeah, it's going to be unbiased. Hopefully I'll give you all the information and then you can go and make an informed choice if you want to get involved in this game. Before we start though, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video by the end, drop it a like, comment below to let me know what you think, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Right, let's kick this off. So I suppose first question you want to ask yourself is, what is Escape from Tarkov? Well, Escape from Tarkov is an ultra realistic, ultra hardcore, first person MMO shooter type thing. Basically, it works on a raid system. You go into a raid, you have to get out the raid. There's tasks to complete, there's loot to get, and yeah, that's all it is. The raids can take part over different time periods, different amount of people in each raids, over different maps. If you escape, you keep what you've got. If you die, you lose everything. Bear that in mind, it's hardcore. It's not like Call of Duty. You don't jump in, jump out, die, like, nah, whatever. Each bullet costs money. Magazines cost money. You have limited space. You have to keep yourself hydrated. You have to keep yourself with energy as well. That's where the MMO comes in. If you pack your mag with bullets, your mag skills will go up, etc. It does have a massive MMO sort of part to it. There are tasks to complete. There are players that are going to try and shoot you in the head constantly. There's AI scavs wandering about who will pose a challenge and shoot at you. There's also bosses. Bosses roam around, or they might be hiding somewhere on a certain area, and they will kill you. Nothing worse than walking up to somewhere and getting shot in the face by a boss instantly. This is hardcore. It's super hardcore. Right, we're going to cover a little bit more about what Tarkov is about in a bit, but if that kind of piques your interest, where do you get it from, and some resources you might want to check out. First off, we're going to head over to their website, escapefromtarkov.com. There are 4 versions available: Standard, Left Behind, Prepare to Escape, and Edge of Darkness. Bearing in mind, Tarkov is in beta. It's been in beta since 2016. This is not a finished project. This game is apparently not going to be like what it is when it's released. This is going to be a proper MMO. You're going to move through the world. There's going to be different maps to go to. The traders are going to be in game. You're going to have to go across different, go to different areas. It's not like that at the moment. So just bear in mind, if you think what Escape from Tarkov might be, it's not that now. And it is buggy. There is issues there. It's poorly optimized. So just bear in mind what you're getting involved with if you're going to pick this game up. So the first edition is your standard edition. There's not much difference between the editions apart from stash sizes. It's not pay to win or anything, but you could argue it's a lot easier if you have the more expensive editions because you get a bigger stash and you get a better secure container. So yeah, something to bear in mind. Right, so the first one, €34.99 of euros, which is around £29. That's for your basic edition. Next up is your Left Behind edition. This one, same as before, but you get a increased stash size and a little bit additional equipment. That is £49.20 or €57. Next up is the Prepare for Escape edition, which gives you a much bigger stash size and you get initial good standing with all game traders. That's €79.99, which is around £67. And finally, the Edge of Darkness edition, which gives you free access to all the DLC, unique in-game ID, and you get good standard with the traders and also huge size of stash. That one is €109.99. That is about £93. So you can see the prices. If you get the basic one, you can upgrade. So you can start off thinking, well, I like this game, and then upgrade if you want to. So there is that option there. Just for reference purposes, I have the Edge of Darkness edition. I paid the full amount for that one. For me, I put, 500 hours into this during lockdown. I was happy to pay that money. Next up, resources you might want to check out is the wiki. The wiki is fantastic. It's got all the quests on there. It's got the gear, all the items, and explains loads about the game and tells you how to get involved, some of the basics, everything like that. So yeah, it's well worth checking out the wiki. Moving on to YouTubers, I would recommend Pestilly. Not his newer stuff. I would check out his older stuff. Gigabeef, Jesse Kazam, Piranha TV is really good at showing you how to do quests. Tweak is also in there. I would also put in Veritas as there. Crashed is really good as well. So yeah, there's quite a few good YouTubers out there. So, General Sam. Don't forget about General Sam. I wouldn't call him a Tarkov person though, but he does a lot of Tarkov videos. And then finally, mapgenie.io, which gives the interactive maps. So yeah, use this for like kind of learning the map, seeing where things are. And they're kind of the main resources I would use. This is now prime time to explain how it all works on a non-game way. So I'm not going into game yet, just explaining how all this works. So you have a couple of maps in the game already. You have Factory, Woods, Customs, Interchange, Reserve, Shoreline, The Lab, and Lighthouse. There's a new map coming soon called Streets of Tarkov, which is going to be massive. As you can see, because it's easy to explain here, you get 40 minutes in this raid on this map. Customs is one you'll be spending a hell of a lot of time on. There's going to be 9 to 12 players on that map. And all these are things you can find in games. This is a looter. There is tasks, but you will loot. Everything has value. Some things are super high value, some things are low value. So you can see there's like ammo boxes dotted around, there's caches, there's crates to find, there's armor places to find, there's duffel bags, there's filing cabinets, there's grenades, there's jackets, there's keys, and all these will contain loot as you go across. There's also enemies, so you can see where the boss might be. You can see where the scavs are. You can see where scavs spawn. And you can also see where the snipers might be as well. Moving on, you've also got extraction and spawn points. And this is ideal time to talk about this. So we'll put them two things on. We'll also put locations on as well, just so you can see where we are. So the idea of this game, you will either spawn on the left of a map or a right of a map. The idea is to get from there to there. So if you spawn on the left, you go right. If you spawn on the right, you go left. That is the same with every single map. So if I just turn off and we'll put spawn points on, if you spawn here, a PMC spawn, your extractions will be ZB12, Old Gas Station, and ZB1011 there. There might be, you can go up to Dome's vehicle extract. If you spawn at this point, your extracts, Smuggler's Boat, Trailer Park, Crossroads, that kind of thing. So you see, you're moving from that side to that side or the other side to the other side. Same for all maps. If we go up to Woods map, which is another one, again, if you spawn down here, you need to get out here. And usually you tend to go all the way up there and around. But yeah, you will do that. So you go up and around. If we look at Shoreline, it's the same thing. You spawn there, you can see there's so much stuff. So if you spawn over there, you'll have to work all the way around and over to here. So that's how the maps work, the game works. There's loads of loot, there's loads of things to find, and you have to get from left to right in the most basic of terms. Right, now that you understand where you get the game from, some resources you might want to check out, and how the basics of the game work, it's time to go into a little bit more detail. Now, I'm not going to cover everything here. It would take ages. I mean, I recorded a video earlier that I scrapped. It was at 40 minutes. So yeah, I don't want to go into full details, but we're going to cover some of the basics. There are two different modes and ways to play this game. You can play as a scav or PMC. The PMC is your character. The scav, now they go in with random kit. They enter the raid at a random time. There's different locations. They are random health, and they will have random things on their person. You can't influence them, but you can kind of by doing more of them. But yeah, generally it's all randomized. You will go into a raid, and whatever you get out with as a scav, you keep. If you die, you lose everything. I love scav runs. I do them all the time. They're a great way to make money, great way to get weapons, great way to get some of them things in raid that you might be struggling to find, like nuts, bolts. etc. So for me, I use my scav runs all the time. Once you've used a scav run, it'll be 20 minutes or so until you can use the next one. PMC is your main character, and you go into raid as that, and that's how you do your tasks and stuff like that. There are the maps, as we discussed before. So if we select customs, for example, there are also 2 times you can go in. So they're 12 hours apart from factory, which kind of is always the same and set. But yeah, generally, there's 2 times, and you can go in there or there. I do a lot of my raids when I'm playing solo at night, because I just find it a lot easier. When I'm in the group, I play during the day, generally. When you go next, you'll find this screen here, and this shows you everyone else who's looking for a group and where you can join your friends. So that's kind of how that works. Bearing in mind, in Tarkov, there's no maps, there's no radar, there's no crosshair. This is hardcore. Always bear that in mind. That's one thing just to point out now. You will need a map on your other screen, and you'll need to learn the maps. That's one thing to bear in mind. That's like my top tip, is learn the maps. Your character, if you have OCD, look away now, because I don't do organization. This is the next thing to explain about this game. This is your character. This is what he's wearing. It's weapons. This is your tactical rig and backpack and pockets and your secure container. This divides the community. I love the secure container. I think it needs to stay. Some people don't like it. This is, you can store anything in here. No one can take this stuff off you. When you get out of raid, anything that's in here is kept. So say in raid you find this packet of sodium. If it's in here, even if you die, fine, you keep it. If it's in there, you're going to lose it. Now, so when you die, if this character died now, all this stuff, apart from this, is gone. I lose them, that, all gone. Disappeared. You can ensure everything. Well, you can ensure your main things, like if I found that in raid, that isn't insured because I found it in raid. But there's no guarantee you're going to get it back. And if someone else picks your stuff up, they're going to get it. Now you might be saying, oh, that's not a huge problem. I'll just go and, just put another AK on me. Fine. It's not that easy. Everything in here costs money. Now, everything. This costs money. This round of ammo costs money. You want to heal yourself? That's money. You want some painkillers? That's money. You want a grenade? A grenade you're going to throw and blows up? Yep, that's money. Backpack, money. This is where this game, and it's one of the biggest pros for me, stands out against any other game. Gear fear, gear retention, and importance of gear all needs taken into consideration when you play this game. This is the most intense, anxious, important, and no other game gives you such a sense of achievement when you extract with a good haul as this game. Now you might be thinking, okay, well, how does that affect you money-wise? Well, you can see I've got 2.17. So I've been doing a lot of scav runs, a lot of money. You start off about 500k. Now, as I said, everything has a value. So talking about kit on this character, they're about 25 grand. That's about 25 grand. That's about 50 grand. That's about 40 grand. That's about 20 grand. That's about 15 grand. They're about 10, 20 grand between them. That'll be whatever, maybe another 5, 6 grand. That's about another, 8, 9 grand. So on this character is about 150 grand worth of stuff. Everything in here, this magazine, costs money. If I unload the ammo, PS ammo, I need 30 rounds of it. Each one of them rounds costs money. How much? Well, I can go in here. I've got the flea market, which I'll cover in a second. They cost 158 rubles a round. Every time I fire my gun, costs me 158 rubles. Now, I've got a lot of money, but you might not. Like, you got to think of these things. Now, that's cheap ammo. So if we go to link search and go to ammo, rounds, that's 700 rubles. Well, some for you can buy it 63 per round. 145. 750 if you want to buy it off there. 161 if you want to buy it off there. Well, that one, 1,000 rubles. You shoot 100 of them rounds, you're going to be quite skint. And bear in mind, you die, you lose this all. All of it's gone. Unless you get back in insurance. See where I'm coming from? You've seen where the anxiety sort of stretches in. Overall, gives you all your stats. So you can see here, I've got 489 hours, how many kills. I've got this wipe. Talking about wipes, the game wipes every 6 months ago. When it wipes, you lose everything, all your progress, all your game, and you start totally afresh along with everything else. So if that's not your thing, don't bother playing this game, because the grind is real, and in 6 months' time, it'll all be gone. Health, this, as I said, is realistic. Health-wise, you can lose everything. So if you get shot in the arm and it gets broken by a shotgun, that arm's broken. You'll have to fix it with things. If you're bleeding, you'll need a CMS kit to repair it. If you click inspect on everything, it tells you it's a compact surgical kit for treatment. You can't just heal yourself magically with a first aid kit and it fixes everything. Nope. You need splints. You need IFAKs, which are better than them. You need CMS kits. You need, in here, look, bandages. They do different things. That stops bleeding. Morphine injections. All of these things do different things, and you'll pretty much need all of them. On top of that, you need to look at water and energy. So you will need to hydrate yourself, and you'll need to eat. Now, if you're going to be in the raid for, 40 minutes, you'll need to take some water with you. If not, you're not going to make it out. So just bear that in mind. You've also got to carry water. And guess what? Water costs money. Now, what's the point in raid? Well, when you're in raid, you collect stuff. Now, you can see here, I have 2 big boxes full of stuff. All these stuff I found in raid, as you can tell by them little ticks. Found in raid items can be sold on the flea market, which is like a player market. Anything not found in raid can't be sold. So I can't sell these nuts because, as you see, I haven't got a tick. Not found in raid. I can't sell them. I'm stuck with them unless if I use them on something else like that. It's not found in raid. So yeah, there is 2 different types of things. You need materials to do stuff. Now, materials can be turned into other things via crafting. You might need them for a task and that sort of thing. So when you're out in the game world, you're trying to loot as much as possible and get materials together. So that's the basics of the game. Is you're in there, you're doing your tasks, doing your loot. Now let's talk about tasks. Tasks are unlocked as you progress, and they can range from various things. This is find the data on the water pump. So I'm guessing in that one, I'll need to go to Lighthouse, go to 2 separate locations. Might need some keys. If I'm not sure, I check the wiki, and then I get that as a reward. So I get 8,000 XP, some rubles. That's the in-game currency. There is 3. There's rubles, euros, and US dollars. A gun and some mechanic. You can see here. This one here is kill scavs on customs. So I've got 5 to do. There you go. Reach level 3 on the trader. Signal part 4. Reach the required memory skill. And then there's daily tasks as well. So daily tasks might be like eliminate so many scavs or players, or give me this or give me that. Extract from a location. When we talk about skills, the MMO element, as you can see here, you have different things. So like endurance influences the amount of stamina. You level that up as you go, and that will increase all these sort of stats. So things like that just happen as you go. If you have a heavier backpack, you'll gain more strength. If you get shot a lot, you'll get more health and stress resistance, stuff like that. If you use a lot of assault rifles, that'll level up quicker. If you pack your mags when you're in a raid, you'll get the mag drills up. When you search and look for stuff, you'll get up. So that's the MMO element on there. You'll get XP as you go up, and then you'll go up the levels. The levels unlock different things, which tie in with the traders. There are 8 traders. Traders are used to buy things. So, like, Prep will sell different things, as you can see. Well, he sells guns and ammo and stuff like that. Therapists will sell medical stuff. Fence is a dodgy bloke. As you can see, a lot of rifles. And you can buy all this stuff off them. You can also sell stuff. So, say that's Fence, and I'm like, actually, I don't need, let's see what I'm not using. That. And he'll give me some money. But that's not all you got to think of. Prapper, when I go to him, might offer me a little bit more money for that. So there you go. He offers me a little bit more money. So you've got to think of who you're selling to and what you're selling to. These will level up, as you can see, loyalty levels. And as you level up, you get more stuff. So at level 1, that's what I got. At level 2, see the stuff changes? So yeah, leveling up your traders is really important. Jaeger's kind of survivalist. As you can see, the stuff he sells is slightly different. Then there's the player versus player market, which is called the flea market. In here, you can buy everything. Now, you might be thinking, how much stuff is in the game? Well, there are 12,000 weapon parts for sale. Ooh, I haven't got that one. You can see here all the guns. We're going to cover gun building in a minute. There's ammo. There's provisions like food. There's medication. There's keys. There's info items. There's things. There's money to buy. There's so much to do. So that's a flea market. Again, if you want to check out further detail, there's other resources out there. Hideout. This is your place, kind of like it's, like a place you come back to. I would love to see this being implemented more in the game, and I'm sure it will be in the future. At the moment, it's kind of just like a separate entity. But inside here, you can make things, and if we enter, we can have a walk around. I mean, you build a door. Like, I think in the future, you'll kind of like go in and out of here, and people can raid your bases, maybe. But yeah, you can, and you build this up as you go. Like, eventually you'll get Bitcoin farms, and like around here is a rest area. This started off as just a bed on the floor. Now it's got a little TV. There's a place to keep warm. And each other one of these does things, and you can build things and they give buffs. So the water collector regens your water. The workbench, which is around here, you can build things in here. So I've just got 8 wires. So I've been building them because you can make some money off them. So they'll take all these things you find in raid, you can then change into that. And then I can sell that and make some money. Like these 2 cables transferred into that, which I can make about, from 8 of them, they're about 15, 16 grand each. So you're going to make a good 60 grand and take almost 2 hours to make. 60 grand every 2 hours for not doing anything. Great, eh? So yeah, there's all that sort of stuff. Lavatory does double things. So this reduces armor repair costs, and also you can make things in here and then sell them. Like, if you could make this, which I can sell that for 195,000 rubles. And that's just stuff I've got in the inventory. So if I want to make 200 grand, make 200 grand. So I think we might do that. And all you do is click start, hand over your materials, and there you go. That'll make me 200 grand on the flea market, which isn't bad at all. Another fantastic feature of this game is the Gunsmith. These are all the guns in the game. As you can see, it's 97. I think some of them might count as 2, so there's about 95. You go in. This is my early guns. This is what I was kind of running from the start, so we'll select that. I like the Vepper Hunter. I think it's a really cool weapon. Remember, all of these have got different stats and different ammo. So you've also got to remember, and you've got to find the sort of gun that's going to suit you better. So we all know what an M4 is. So it's that gun there. You've seen it a million times before. If we look at the stats, you can see there it's got 52 ergonomics. That's how long you can hold it up before you start getting tired, kind of thing. It's accuracy. It's got different sighting ranges. It's got different recoils. Now, I was building one of these for a quest, and it went from that to that. So you can change everything. Look, better recoil, better ergonomics, better muzzle velocity. And all this is changeable. Like, everything on here you can change. And it's honestly unbelievable how good it is. We'll take an AK. So just a normal standard AK. Like that. Look, you've seen that millions of times before. All right, let's start thinking. So we'll make it look nicer there. We'll put that on. We can then put take you off. We'll then put the Bastion rail on. Right, we'll put a new charging handle in. All right, I want to mount a sight on there. Oh, look, I've got a sight. Right, I want a torch on there. Actually, no, let's tell you what, I want a laser. I mean, you wouldn't put it there, of course, but you know what I mean. Right, I want a silencer on. So, there you go. There's a silencer. Right, that magazine looks terrible. Actually, that butt looks awful. Let's put one of them on. Yeah, let's, what else can we do? I'm going to put a different sight on. There we go. Let's take that sight off at the front. So, yeah, look at that. I mean, you wouldn't put, as I said, you wouldn't put it there, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, and then all of a sudden, you've made your AK-47 into something else. All stats have changed. And then all you do is click Find Parts. and it'll go on the flea market and find it. But that's 158,000 rubles now. Bloody expensive. But yeah, you can customize all the guns. It's fantastic. Such a good feature, and I think it just makes this game entirely. So, does that still sound good? Right, now I think it's time to jump into a match and offline, and I'll just kind of show you how it all works. Right, so we're now in a game. I'm against AI. I'm not online. I'm offline. You will spawn in like this. You'll spawn in a location. Now, in this location, I'm beside railway. And my objective is to get out of this raid, but also get some loot. Now, I know this map pretty well. I do my scav runs on it all the time. So loot is found in containers. Containers are hidden around the map. Now, I know that there is, if I can find it. There, container here. Press F to search. It'll then search it. So there you go. I've got some of that. Got some bleach. Got some rat cola. And a gun. And that's a pretty good gun, to be fair. And these are hidden all around. So on that map Genie I showed you, it'll show you all the different locations you'll find items. Now, one negative about the game is random loot generation isn't in yet, and I think it would improve the game massively. What it means is everyone goes to the exact same places every time, and the best loot is in the best places. You know exactly where that loot's going to be, and you'll head there every single time. And I think it just leads to a pretty boring game style after a while. Like, it needs to be random. Like, I know there's no loot here. I know there's a suitcase there. I know there's no loot here. I know there's no loot in any of these tents here. I don't think I've ever found any. So there's no reason to explore. And that sort of gets the MMO experience a little bit negative for me. Like, all these buildings should be able to spawn every type of loot, and it doesn't. And to me, it's one of the total negatives of this game. Like, it's an absolutely huge negative. One thing to understand if you are new players, to say, you know, I spawned around there. You can see, even recording my computers, you need a good computer for this. Someone does spawn the other end of there. You got to think of that when you're coming through here. If you just run in this area, you could have a guy running this way as well. You've got to really think about it when you're playing it. It's a very tactical game. So that's one of the downsides is that when you run, you get stamps. So if I keep running a straight line, can you see in the bottom left hand corner my stamp goes? If I keep running, it'll then go red. And then if you let it run out, you can't run again now until that's up. And you've always got to think of your stam and your cover around you. One of the biggest hints I would always get your cover. Like, if I'm walking towards here, I know instantly I've got this for cover. I could also then run these tents. I've also got this if I wanted to move up and around, and like could get from that angle as well. You've always got to think that. So that's some of the kind of things you might want to consider. As you can see, the game itself works like any other first-person shooter, just with the looting mechanics. Boxes will be around. There you go, there's another one. So I can open that up. Nothing in it. Not everything has loot in it. When you're shooting, you got to think of what gun you're going to use and what its range is. So this gun here, if I put it on full auto, on single fire, we aim there. So if I was going for a headshot, it'd be alright. If I put that on full auto, another thing to consider as well. So yeah, some of the other negatives on this game are desync is a bit of a huge issue. That just cost me, what, like 4,000 rubles? Yeah, so desync's a huge issue on this game. Performance and optimization is a big issue on this game. It needs optimized badly. I'm getting worried because sometimes scabs up here. And desync can be a big issue as well. When players are running beside, especially when in group, it can look a wee bit dodgy. So yeah, you got to be careful. So you can move in, and you know the loot spots. Like, I know there's a filing cabinet here. I know I'll find loot on these things here. The shelves, jackets to search. There's a hand drill there. All these have loot in them, or potential have loot in them. So you can see there, put that in there, get some looting experience. And that's what you do when you're working your way through the map. Try and avoid not to be killed. And just bear in mind, if I die now, I lose all of this stuff. All of it's gone. I don't get any of it back. So what are some of the positives? Because I've mentioned all the negatives. More the positives for me. It's got some of the best gunplay. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's down. Yeah, it's got some of the best gameplay ever in a game. Like, gunplay is so... I think he's down. Yeah, he's down. Where the hell's that one coming from? Yeah, I can't see him. You can loot dead bodies, so you hover over them. Then you can like nick their guns and whatever they've got in them, and so it's always worthwhile searching scavs and stuff. Hey, now on him decent. Where did that shot come from? Obviously, normally you wouldn't go really hunting. Oh, there we go. There you go. This. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, 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 no! Run, 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 run! Ah! All right, you little bugger. There you are. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Whew. See how tense that is? If we look at our health, we took a hit to thorax there. Our armor has taken some damage. It lost 15 hit points in that. So, yeah, then you can just heal that up. Don't walk into barbed wire. And obviously take the stuff off his body if there's anything I want. That one has a torch on, so you can see there. It helps. Yeah, and that's what you do. You work your way through the level and you extract. So yeah, positives. Gunplay I love. The Gunsmith I love. The mechanics of it. The sense of oh shit, which you will say a lot. Like, you're like, where's that come from? You're like running around and knowing that death is around every corner and it really matters is just something no other game can match. And yes, there's a lot of problems. I think they need to push forward with this. It's been since 2016. We have another scav somewhere. I'm not sure where they are. In here, no. Yeah, it's been since 2016 and it's still... Oh, there we go. Right, we're gonna come around here. We've reloaded. Yeah, I'm just gonna take him head on. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, I've badly injured him. Gonna badly injure him more, dude. Dead. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So yeah, that is what this game brings. There's no other game like it. Knowing that you could lose everything. And there you go, guys. I hope I've covered everything in Escape from Tarkov. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.